Today we're going to do our February financial recap. February was full of new expenses since we started our move from Washington, D.C. back to Florida in the end of February. We also had a lot of our larger expenses that happen like once or twice a year, like our car registration and our car insurance. All of this led to a very high spend month in February, as well as some big changes in our net worth. But let's jump right in by looking at our end of January net worth. So at the end of January, our net worth was $23,645. And as always, that is including all of our investment funds as well. But if we come here and we take those out, then we'll see that our net worth was only $6,044 at the end of January. So this number is basically our cash money, any money that we have in me or Oliver's checking or savings accounts, and subtracting, of course, whatever our credit cards had on them at the end of the month. Next, we are going to hop over and look at our February spending. So it's already pretty obvious that our spending was much higher in the month of February. We had been averaging about $2,700 a month in monthly spending, but in February, we were at $3,700 for the entire month. And February is only a 28-day month, so obviously our spending was much higher in February. And as always, we're going to look at the quick breakdown over here. Immediate obligations were $2,400, so that is what had the highest jump in the month, which you'll see when we look at our budget. Quality of life goals, $666, which includes things like moving expenses, as well as any spending towards Oliver's MCAT and medical school applications. Just for fun was at $362. True expenses was $192. Venmo transfers were $40, and business expenses were $8.60. We'll get a more comprehensive breakdown once we get to the budget category, but overall, that is a look at our monthly spending in February. So in the month of February, our income was $2,381. Now we'll do a quick look at the breakdown. Our biggest income source was my husband's job income, which he made $1,404 in the month of February from his 2 different paychecks he got during this month. Then we have Rover, which for the month of February, I made $637 doing Rover cat sitting, which is a little bit below my average, I would say, but also February is a short month and I was about to be moving, so I actually had like the end of February blocked off for me, so I was not available for any jobs. And also on top of that, I had a weekend that we went out of town that I was unavailable, and like one weekend with Rover obviously is a big decrease in your income because most people want cat sitters on the weekends. Then we have gift money at $190. Now what the $190 is was cash that my husband actually got for his birthday and Christmas that I finally went and deposited. So he had just this cash sitting around. We figured we'd deposit it because there was a few items that he needed to buy in the month of February that he wanted to use his birthday and Christmas money for. And I like to have everything in the budget. I like to see what we spend money on. So I had him deposit that into our accounts. Etsy, I made $20.38 for my first sale that I made with Etsy. And sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, but the last income source was YouTube AdSense. So this was actually for the months of December and January combined because I hadn't hit that $100 threshold in December to get a payout in January. So this is 2 months of AdSense, which totaled $128. So our goal usually each month is to make about $2,500 because our required expenses tend to be about $2,500. If we were hitting that consistently, I would raise that amount that we're aiming for to probably $2,700 since that's our average monthly spending, but we rarely actually had been hitting the $2,500 anyways. But if you take out the $190 that was gift money, technically that wasn't exactly income we made, then we actually were at about $2,200 for the month. Quick pause to note, as I talked about, we have this $2,500 in required expenses that I always reference in my budget videos, but if you are someone who isn't exactly sure what your required expenses are, then I actually created a Notion template for you guys so you can calculate your exact required expenses and not include any of that extraneous stuff that we always spend money on, so that you can get a better financial picture of where you're at and try to decrease that required expense amount if you're in a place where you're looking to potentially quit your job in the future or start doing your side hustle full time or whatever that looks like for you. So if you want access to that template, then head into the description box and I will have a link for you guys to get that template for free. Now let's jump over to our budget for the month of February. So from here, we'll be able to see a better breakdown of exactly what we spent our money on, and I'll point out kind of the big key things that we spent money on in February. So the first thing to notice is that in February, we only spent $1,266 on rent, and that is because I've talked about this before, but our rent on paper is about $2,000, but since we had prepaid a lot that in a deposit. Our leasing office initially charged us like a much higher deposit, but then they ended up saying, never mind, we didn't have to charge you that much, but we'd already paid. So we kind of been just splitting up that deposit over each month. But since we got to the end, we actually had a little bit left over. So I applied that to the month of February since it was like our last full month of rent we were going to need to pay. And the difference was $1,266. So I did pay less in rent in February. Our grocery bill was less in the month of February. And the main reason for that is that it was number one, a shorter month. Number two, we were out of town for a weekend. And number three, we were trying to actually eat all of the food we had in the fridge and freezer and pantry before we moved back to Florida because we weren't going to be moving any of like our cold stuff down. So I just wanted to eat as much of that as we could. So because of that, we saved quite a bit on groceries in the month of February. The next one on here you'll see that's really high is gas. So we tend to spend about $100 per month on gas between me and my husband. We only have one car. We're a one-car household. And I do obviously river cat sitting and Instacart, so that does require quite a bit of gas. And my husband just worked like 15 minutes away from our house. So his was just his like daily commute whenever he had to go to and from work. The nice thing about my work is that I can deduct all of my mileage since I am self-employed. Obviously, my husband can't do that. But at the end of February, we started our first leg down for our move down to Florida. We ended up having to do like a leg down to Florida, a leg back up to DC, and a leg back down to Florida. So this includes our first leg down in gas. In our March financial recap, I'll give like a total of what all of our moving expenses were. But so far here, we had already spent about $120 in gas for our move. The next thing you'll see is car insurance, which our car insurance is a 6-month policy. I like to budget for it using a sinking fund. So each month I put a small 1/6 portion of the 6-month policy cost and set that aside in our budget here. I tend to always slightly underestimate it, but they do slightly change the price of the policy depending on how many days are going to be in the next 6-month period. So I had definitely underestimated this one. I think I was about $60 off. So the cost was $474 and I had to budget an extra like $60 during this month to reach that amount and pay that bill for our car insurance. The next big car fee we had was our registration. So it was time to renew our registration. So that's a yearly fee. And in Washington, DC, this was $115 for us for our car. If you're wondering, Paige, why did you renew your registration in DC like the month before you moved to Florida? Yeah, I know it's pretty stupid, but we pretty much had to because the thing is when you move to a different state, if you want to transfer your registration, you have to obviously have a license in that state. But the problem is since me and Oliver both have DC license, we couldn't renew our registration in Florida until we get a new Florida license again. But the problem with that is we currently don't have an address. We're actually staying with family right now. So in a sense, we're kind of temporary residents, which you usually have 30 days once you become a permanent resident of a state to get a new license in that state and to register your car in that state. But we're technically temporary residents right now. So I decided to just renew our car in DC because otherwise we would pretty much have to renew our car in Florida. We maybe could have done something like a temporary registration for a few months here in Florida, and maybe that was the solution, but I never really compared the cost and I just said, whatever, we're just gonna renew it in DC and we'll figure it out later. So $115 for that. Next, moving on down, let's see, for boba. So we did spend more on boba this month. We tend to spend, I budget about $12.50 per month on boba, and that usually evens out. Like some of that will transfer over to the next month and then add up to pay for like a larger cost like food, which I tend to buy like every 3 months, things like that. But I did try this new supplement for Boba's food because she's having some issues lately and I had read about the supplement. So I bought it off Amazon and it was $26, which is pretty expensive. The one plus side of moving to Florida though is I've been able to get really great deals on cat food by shopping at Publix, because if you guys don't know, I'm really into couponing, but couponing in DC was really difficult. But in Florida, couponing is much easier and I've always been able to get a lot of free cat food as well as like a ton of personal care items for free here in Florida. And Publix is always a good place to do that because of their buy one get one free deals that they have. So I'm hoping I can start to bring Boba's cost down a lot. By the way, Boba's my cat if you're new here, but I'm trying to bring that cost down hopefully since living in Florida. The next one is car maintenance. So another big car fee we had in the month of February, which is again why our expenses were so high this month. This is something that I want to start doing a sinking fund for, but I just haven't sat down and averaged out how often we get car maintenance done. But we did have to, number one, replace our windshield wiper blades because our old ones were really messed up and we knew we were about to do the big drive to Florida. So we wanted to make sure those were new and working. as well as we had to get an oil change because, again, we were about to move down to Florida and we were due for an oil change. So we did that right before we left. Next, we just have a small personal care charge. I think I got some lip balm or something off of Amazon because I was out of lip balm. Then we have Compassion International. We had a larger charge this month. So every month it's about $38 per month to sponsor a child with Compassion International. But 2 times a year, we actually spend a bit more than that. One is Christmas. So every Christmas, we do put in extra money for a Christmas gift for our sponsored child. And then the next time is her birthday. So we had $68 in the month of February for our sponsored child. Then we go down to dining out, which dining out, we spent $243. But the month before, we had actually spent less money, which is why we only budgeted about $148 for the month of February. If we pop back over to January, you'll see in January was our lowest spend month on dining out that we've ever had. We only spent $105 on dining out in the month of January. So that $95 rolled over into February, and we ended up spending a bit more than our $200 limit that we usually try to stick to. Couponing, we spent $9.86, so I did buy a few things at CVS, and I usually put those purchases into the couponing category. And then Oliver, we spent $104 of his gift money in the month of February. I actually splurged for him because he kept putting off buying himself new AirPods because his were broken, and he uses his AirPods like every single day. So we took his birthday and Christmas money, and I got him to deposit it like I talked about, and then I ordered him new AirPods. Another big spending category this month was MCAT. So Oliver did start his MCAT preparation again, and in the month of February, he bought, number one, a study guide that he was going to be using in the car during our move that he could do on his phone. It was like some type of flashcard app or something. I don't really know. And the other thing was he registered for his next MCAT testing date, and that was $325, which is very pricey for these tests, but obviously it has to be done, which is why we have such a big amount of money saved for his MCAT. And it's money that we've literally not touched since I quit my job, because to me, that is like our number one biggest like quality of life goal, especially for Oliver, that we need to prioritize and make sure we always have this money saved up. So $1,150 left, which should be plenty for him to apply to all the schools he wants to apply to, and even potentially take the test one more time if he needs to. The next big expense is our moving expenses. So in the month of February, we had a few charges. Number one was Amazon. We had like $150 in Amazon purchases, which were all for our Space Saver storage bags. So I'm really curious, once we have all the moving expenses in next month, I want to compare, because if you guys didn't see my latest moving update video from earlier this week, I talked about the fact that moving right now is extremely expensive, and the moving trucks are like, it was like $1,700 if we wanted to do a U-Haul moving truck from DC to Florida. So we decided to do a U-Haul trailer, but the issue with that is they're much smaller. So we decided to get Space Saver bags for all of our linens, and we got Space Saver bags for our 2 mattresses, since they're both memory foam, and we obviously compressed those down, rolled that stuff up, and it definitely saved a ton of space, and we were able to fit all of our stuff. But that did cost $150. I still think we're going to be well under like the $1,700 charge we would have had for just the moving truck. It'll be interesting to compare though. Then we had our charge for moving help. So they did charge us for the movers like 2 weeks before they came. So the movers cost $166. And then we have 2 USPS change of address requests, which they cost $1.10 per request. And I did one for me and one for the West family as a whole, because I have not been able to change my last name yet since I got married still. So yeah, that is pretty much all of our expenses. The last one you'll see down here is Venmo. And basically I had Kim help me out with a cat sitting job. I talked about that in another video. I paid her $20 per visit for the 2 visits she filled in for me, because that's how much I get paid for those visits. Then East Ensley, which is the store name I use for my Depop and Etsy, I had to pay $1.40 in posting fees, listing fees through Etsy. And then of course our monthly TubeBuddy $7.20 that we use for YouTube. So the last thing I'll say about the budget is if you look at our cushion, you'll see that we had to subtract $1,609 from our cushion. So that is quite a bit of money that we had to take out of our savings or our cushion that we have to pay for all these extra expenses we had this month. So it really was not a great month for the budget, but it's all in good time, because obviously spending all this money up front is sucky, but it's helping us get down to Florida condo, which is going to have a much lower cost of living for us. So it all will, you know, in a sense, even out over time. Also, for those of you who don't know, we actually are living with family down here for a few months since Oliver will be studying for the MCAT full time until the end of April. March and April, we will not have to pay any rent besides like the 3 days of rent we had left in March for our apartment. But 2 months of no rent is gonna easily offset this, at least in terms of DC rent. So that is totally fine with me. So the last thing we're gonna look at is our change in net worth from January to February, which is pretty drastic. If we're looking at the cash difference, you'll see that we dropped almost $3,000 in net worth between January and February, which is quite a bit. That's literally 50% of the money that we had left. So that isn't great. And obviously, spoiler alert, if you look over here, you'll see we only have like $1,700 in cash left right now. So we're definitely getting to the end of our savings since leaving my job, which is good in a sense, because I'm like, wow, we did make it through the end of our lease like I wanted to, but also, of course, it's like bad because we don't want to run out of money and Oliver's not going to be working the next few months, but you know, it is what it is. So that is a comprehensive look at our financial recap for the month of February. If you're curious to see an overall look at how our expenses, our spending, and our net worth changed since I quit my job, then you should go watch this video next. Basically, in this video, I go through a huge 6-month financial recap since I quit my 9-to-5 job and what that has done to our finances and our net worth and all of that. But that is all I have for you guys in today's video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.